Vinny from FuelTech USA, and today's video I'm going to show you how to configure and get everything going on the variable camshaft setup, or VVT as you know, on the FT700 and FT700 PLUS using the new Vision FT 2.0 version that's on the website available for download. So we are here with a Ferrari motor. It's a V8 with 4 variable camshafts. So we have 2 for intake, 2 for exhaust, and everything is running out of a FT700 PLUS. I'm going to show you on the software real quick, so make sure you follow the video. Going on the software, I already have the FT700 showing up, and I'm just going to connect to it. So we got all the maps and also all the logs. You can just click on Read ECU, and we're going to open the map and see how everything is configured. All right, so we got the map open. I'm going to come over here to Other Functions, open the menu, and then we already have variable camshaft enabled. If you don't have it enabled, just make sure, I'm going to just show you real quick. You're going to click with the right button and on and off the feature, so it's going to enable, right? So we're going to filter all the features that are enabled. Now we got back to variable camshaft. The menu is kind of simple. So we got the adjust options and also the settings. The adjust is more to put your targets. The adjust menus is to set up the targets that you want based on map or TPS, and also based on RPM. So this motor was already dyno, so we already got all the numbers that we need for intake, just like for exhaust. And on your case that you're setting up from 0, we're gonna do settings first, and then you can select which camshaft sensors you're gonna be rating. So it's just 1 intake or 2 or exhaust as well. And you also have options to enable it after some post-start activation. So let's say you don't want the variable camshaft fighting with the motor as soon as you start. So we're gonna set up for 4 seconds. That's a pretty decent number. You also have the option to disable the VVT when the engine temperature is below a number. And we also can change if the variable camshaft is, we also can change if the target position tables are based on TPS or map rating. On this case here, we're gonna use a map rating. Going to the camshaft sensors menu, now here's where you're gonna select all the inputs and outputs that you're gonna use, how you activate it, and also how you configure base dirty cycles, all the dirty cycle options, and also the PID. For this car particularly, we're using the intake number 1 connected to the main camsync input on the ECU. So there's no other options here. This is already set up on engine settings. And we're gonna use blue number 10 for this intake number 1 camshaft, activated at 0 volts, and also solenoid directions, it's normal. Our PWM frequency and dirty cycle, also PID, are base setups that already on the software, and they work pretty good. So if it's your first time trying, just you can start with these settings and should be already pretty decent setup. I'm gonna show you real quick intake number 2 settings, where we have the same setup for PID and dirty cycle, but this one is connected to a regular white analog input. So if you have more than just one, you're gonna have to use analog inputs to read the sensor's position. This one particularly, we have sensor position angle at 74. It's a single tooth with a window detection angle, and this makes it easier for this motor, but you can set up as well as multiple tooth and have the motor running based on that. Exhaust number 1, the angle is going to change slightly just because the camshaft is a different position, but the other settings are equal the same as the previous one, and just changing the output number that you're using. You can also configure everything based here on the VCU settings, going to inputs, and then you're gonna see that our intake position system number 2 is on white number 3, and then you have all the exhaust positions for 4 and 5 configured on the analog inputs. Make sure that you go on the input, you're gonna select the name, and then you're gonna use the default input setup, because this is how the ECU is gonna know that you're reading a cam sensor. Now we're gonna check the outputs. We're using on blue outputs on this one. You can use on yellows as well. So we have exhaust number 1 on 9, intake number 1 on 10, exhaust number 2 on 11, and intake number 2 on 12. Again, make sure you select the right name, and then you use the default option for it. A cool thing over here, you can test output and see if the solenoid is clicking. So you make sure your wiring is correct and everything is tied to the right spot in the motor. Once you get everything done, you can all go to write ECU. We're gonna override the current map, or you can just write map and set active. This option here will create a new map on the ECU, and this one will just override. So you're not putting a lot of maps on the memory on the ECU. We're sending the map to the ECU. Now I've got everything set up and ready to go. I'm gonna show you real quick. I'm gonna crank the motor over, and then we're gonna see how it works. All right, so now that the map's on the ECU, we're gonna crank the motor and see how the cams behave. I did a specific dashboard here where we have exhaust cam position target and also intake position target. And then we also gonna see its real-time position and the duty cycle that's applying to each of the camshafts. So that makes it really easy for you to troubleshoot or check that everything is working fine as it should. Again, we configured for the camshafts to start working 4 seconds after the motor starts to run. So on the first 4 seconds of the video, we're not gonna see moving. After that, they're gonna start working. So like I said, 4 seconds after, we got exhaust cam target. So it's reaching to average minus 1.5 degrees. We can see on both dashes that they're like following what they're supposed to do, sitting at 70% of duty cycle. And then once I rev up the motor, we're gonna see the intake target to change as well. So you can see intake changing as well. It's reaching the numbers around 70% dirty cycle as well. So everything's working as it should. Now that we checked on the ECU, everything is running as we need. We can also see all the information on the data logger. So that's a very important tool for you to troubleshoot and make sure and also tune the camshafts. So take a look at the laptop again. I'm gonna show you real quick on the data logger. So going back to the data logger here on the computer, I'm gonna connect to the ECU and we can see the last data logger that we did. So here we got the data logger that we just did on this run. So I just cranked the motor over and I'm gonna go on the search bar here and gonna type VVT. I'm gonna see all the data logger channels related to the camshafts, and you can see here you got like all the targets, PWM, and also the positions, right? So this is where the motor cranked over. They were still at 0 because we're in that 4-second window, and if I move over here, after 4 seconds, everything starts to work. So just like we did on the settings. Just rev up the motor a little bit so you can see that now exhaust and intake cam have targets and they're working as we tune and as we configure on the map. So again, this is a very important tool. The data logger is going to show everything you need to know, and you can also troubleshoot over here. And we got the dash showing what we need, so the setup is complete. All right guys, real simple video, but I hope you guys got all the information that you need to configure the VVT on your 700 or 700 Plus. If you don't download the version yet, go to the website fueltech.net. Make sure you download the Vision FT 2.0 or newer version and get it in your computer, update the ECU, and start using this feature, which is like very helpful for road race cars and help the motor down RPM and up on the RPMs to have power and torque. So that's very, very, very helpful. Even if you don't have a FT700 yet, make sure you download and check out all the features and all the options that you have. It's free to download, so that's something that you can explore even if you don't have the ECU yet. And whoever has, make sure you use it and enjoy the new features. So that'll be all for this video. So make sure you follow us on social media and get all the updates that we're like constantly putting on the website. Everything's free to download and update. And I'll see you guys on the next video.